Oh, here we go. It's about to go down. What's up, everybody? It's me, San Martin, and I am on the scene here at the Prescott Executive Studios, and we are about to talk to you a little bit of knowledge and what to do and what not to do. And once again, this is what I love to do. With that being said, let's get this party started, and it goes like this. Insanity. So good morning, everybody. It's me, San Martin, and I'm here with a special guest. You've probably seen her before, but without further ado, tell everybody who you are and what makes you famous.
Hey everybody, I'm Mona Stevens with Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation. I'm their development director, and that's kind of what makes me famous. We are an organization that's been around for over 20 years, and we help kids that are in foster care and those who are aging out of the foster care system get their needs met, and also the experiences and items that contribute to a well-rounded adolescence.
Dang, it sounds like you said that before many times.
Yeah, for a long time.
All right, so the ultimate goal is, let me just go ahead and give you guys a little bit of advice, or no, not advice, a little bit of back story. There's a lot of nonprofits in this world that we live in, and a lot of them, I feel, hit the spot when they first start, but then all of a sudden they kind of like lose direction because I gotta say, I mean, they turn into corporate businesses, and it's awful. But this one right here really hits home because of a couple of things. The things that are actually happening in our community, and the tax dollars that are spent in our community really do help those that are in our community. You guys see a little bit of a verbiage right here. Like, we really want to help those in our community. So as you guys are probably acknowledging, the tax thing is a big deal. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. Me, I don't even know why we pay taxes. But then again, they say you got better to pay those taxes. So anyways, today's all about education in regards to what we can do to go ahead and help out nonprofits organizations in our community. So the reason why I choose to go ahead and back up Casa for Kids is because of the opportunity, and also because of the staff. You do amazing for the community, for Casa, and also for all those that are involved into it. And unfortunately, we can't really, present to the community who's in Casa for Kids because of underage conversation pieces or whatever, because you guys want to keep their stuff private. Yeah, but at the same time, it's actually a really big deal to acknowledge what we are really trying to do. So just want to let you guys know what that's all about. If you guys are out there, please say hello, good morning, whatever it may be. But also, please go and support Yavapai Casa for Kids. If you guys don't know exactly what's going on with them, all the information is on the bottom scrolling. So if you have any questions, or you actually really want to donate and help out after this vlogcast, that's the information that you need in order for you guys to obtain that or make it happen. So I had to get that out of the way. So tell everybody why this nonprofit is an actual good nonprofit for the community.
Well, in Yavapai County, there are over 350 kids that are in foster care. And that's just the kids whose cases originate in this county. That's not saying other kids whose cases came from like Mojave or Pima County and they're living here. And these kids are mostly living with kinship placements. And those kinship placements are just, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa that decided to take you in, to take a kid that's in foster care in, so that way they didn't have to go live with a stranger. And what they don't have is resources. Like, the state does help youth in foster care. We know that. But what they do isn't enough. So what we do at Yavapai Casa for Kids is we fill in those pieces. Like, for example, while they're in foster care, we make sure all their emergency needs are met. We make sure that they have a clothing allowance. We make sure that they have the opportunities and experiences that any other child would have, like going to camp, getting tutoring, taking driver's ed, going to prom, like those types of things. But we also help kids that are aging out of the foster care system. Ooh.
Sorry.
It's all good. That was moving. Anyway, we also help kids.
That thing moves all the time, man. Sometimes I don't know exactly what's going on, but it happens. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
It's all right. And then kids aging out of the foster care system, they face a lot of adversity. Statistically, 64% of the males will be incarcerated. Only 50% of them will be gainfully employed. 20% of them will be homeless. So they really don't have that guidance. And what we do is we make sure that the kids that are aging out of the foster care system and who have aged out of the foster care system are able to successfully transition into adulthood and overcome barriers. And we're able to do that. But it's a team effort. Like, yes, I work with Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation, but really this tax credit has allowed people like you watching this video, anybody that lives in Arizona and that owes the state of Arizona money, to redirect their funds to Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation. And then there's other organizations you could redirect your funds to as well. But obviously, I'm going to be a proponent of Yavapai Casa for Kids. So they redirect it to us, and we're able to do all these things for this community. Like, for example, with our Keys to Success program, 83% of the participants in that program, they go on to some type of post-secondary education, whether that be like a technical trade for like a trade, or whether that be a 4-year university degree. But the thing is, 3% of foster kids nationwide do. So we're able to really see the impact that we're making, and that's an impact we're making collectively, because we couldn't do this without the tax credit. And that's why we're here, is because not a lot of people know about the tax credit that are moving into our neighborhoods. And we know that our communities are really growing, and we just want to make sure people know that they have the power to redirect their funds to causes that they know how their money is going to be spent. And yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Well, it's amazing because, like, if you think about it, when people are really trying to, put this on my forehead, but this is some of the stuff that you can see on Facebook. So some of the things that I believe that is happening in our world today is that parents and families are unable to take care of those what they put into the system, which I hate to call the system, but it is what it is. And I mean, after the 5-letter death word, we're not going to say the real word because sometimes it makes sure stuff go down. But what ended up happening is everybody like got the dogs, like, oh, we can't use our dogs no more. And it's just like, I feel like that's what they're doing with humans. And I'm just like, this is awful. So the impact that you guys are making on these children are very big and huge. So this is the reason why tax credit is a very much a needed deal in order for you guys to keep going and processing these children into a better life, I guess,
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the tax credits in general. What you have seen in over the years, understanding that nonprofits that are coming from out of town that are not really profiting in town. Well, I shouldn't say profit. They're taking the tax dollars and then taking them out of town. What do you think that does to the local nonprofits?
Yeah, well, one thing. Let's first just go over what the tax credit is. Arizona, unlike any other state that I've ever lived in, if you owe the state of Arizona money when you're doing your taxes, they allow you to donate to qualifying organizations. And on the Arizona Department of Revenue website, they have a whole list of organizations that are qualifying, and they have different categories of qualification and how much money you can donate and receive a credit. It's a dollar for dollar tax credit against whatever it is that you owe the state. So let's say you owed $500 to the state. You could give 500 of it to Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation, and the state would look at it like you paid them, but you could also split it up amongst different organizations that you care about as well. So that way you're keeping your money local and knowing what your money is doing. When you give the money to the state, I feel like it just is like, what do they do with my tax dollars? But with organizations, you know what they do, and you have the right to ask. You can designate what your money is used for, specific programs, and that's huge. And what that's allowed us to do, and a lot of other nonprofits in this county and in this state, is go from very small operating budgets, meaning that they're making an impact, but not as big of an impact to these large operating budgets where they're able to pour more money into the community doing and helping the people that you need. I mean, that are in our community that need it.
So this is, I mean, and when you say big organizations, I mean, to me, I sometimes just think about, we're not here to badmouth any of them, but sometimes when I look at some things, I feel like they take advantage of the opportunity of a nonprofit. And once again, I'm not pinpointing any one of them, but at the same time, I'm just like, dude, I want to see more impact the people that it's supposed to be impacting. In this case, it's the young children. So I'm really on board and just like supporting those types of entities here locally in our community. That's the reason why the Prescott Times and Casa for Kids has a long-standing relationship, is because I chose that. And the reason why I chose that is because it makes an impact. We had another nonprofit organization that actually was working with you in the beginning, and I still think they do. It's Tennis for Tots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tennis for Tots. And what the one day that I actually went down there to kind of like be like, hey, here I am, and here to support. There was this 2 vehicles full of tennis shoes that were going to go to the children that were in need inside of the organization. And to me, I said, you know what, this is something I want to do all the time. And not knowing exactly who I'm impacting until you guys actually send me a letter. I think you guys sent me a letter one year, and it was several different entities or several different children. We're like, thank you for doing this or doing that. And I was like, see, that's what it's all about. We did something for that individual, not even knowing who they are. And it's just like, when you see something like that, for a fact that one little act of kindness really does a lot for an individual, especially if they feel like there's nobody out there that cares about them. So it's really commendable to see that. So tell everybody a little bit about how they can actually donate to Casa for Kids.
All right, so you can donate to Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation by going to our website, which is scrolling here down below. You can also send a check to our P.O. Box, which if you go to the website, it's there. But if you need to write it down right now, it's P.O. Box 28070, Prescott Valley, Arizona 86312. And you could send a check there. And then, like I had mentioned with the tax credit, there are different categories. We are Yavapai County's only qualifying foster care charitable organization. So we're the only qualified organization in Yavapai County that works with foster kids in our county. And I have to specify that because there are entities that are in Phoenix, not just that work with foster youth and have a nonprofit similar to ours, but that have nonprofits similar to other nonprofits that are here. And they're based in Phoenix, but they have branches where they help people out here. The money is still predominantly going to Phoenix, and they're starting to solicit out here, or we've seen there will be a tax credit packet, because the way that they have it set up on the website, the Arizona Department of Revenue's website, it's not really nice to look through and see the nonprofits, what they do, get a really good picture of what they are. It's just a list. So these magazines are coming out where it's saying, here's all of the nonprofits. Well, they're sending them out here, and the majority of the nonprofits that are in that magazine are from Phoenix or from other metro areas. And what they're doing is as I got one in the mail, but they're also saying, hey, if you're with the nonprofit, you could pay to play. And it's like, oh, okay, but all these ones in Phoenix that are larger are paying to play, but you're sending it to here knowing that the money's going to just go to Phoenix and not stay local. So if you want your money to stay local, Yavapai Casa for Kids Foundation actually did put out a list. So we are the only qualifying foster care charitable organization, but there are so many other qualifying charitable organizations out here. Like I can just name a few, so Stepping Stones, Chino Valley Food Bank, Agape House, Prescott Valley Food Bank, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Prescott Meals on Wheels. There's a list that we put together that is only organizations in Yavapai County. So you can go to our website to get that list. And then when you're doing your taxes, just ask your tax preparer about the tax credit and say, hey, I'm really interested in keeping my money local. And the impact being that if you keep your dollars local, you're impacting the community here. So charity starts at home. So not in Phoenix.
And it's a big deal. And that's the reason why you're here. And this is all for you guys, because guess what? It's tax season. And I know that's a 3-letter bad word. I got to stop clowning.
No, I hate taxes too, man.
Our government is crazy, but I'm not the one to say that. I take it back. Just kidding. Guys, I tell you what, it's all about supporting the Apple Pie Casa for Kids. So if you guys do not know, on the bottom of this, you guys can go ahead and check out all the information, and then also give a call and say, hey, how can we be a supportive entity or person? And you don't have to be a business. You could be a natural citizen, just be doing what you do best, and you guys could go ahead and help out Apple Pie Casa for Kids. And it's a big deal. And if you guys follow their page, you guys can also see all the awesome events that they got going on. Any signature events that you have coming up that some people should be knowing about?
We're right now working on our gala.
Okay.
So that is going to be a Midsummer Night's Dream themed. It's going to have a masquerade contest.
Nice.
So you can get your Midsummer Night's Dream themed, masks and bring them. There's going to be, we're calling it a fairy toss contest or competition, but really what it is it's a cornhole tournament, but instead of I don't know what the things are that you throw.
Beanbags.
The beanbags. It's like fairies because it's like magical, but it's at it's June 15th. It's going to be at the Windmill House in Chino Valley, which is a beautiful location. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I think there's a couple of those. Isn't there like a Red Barn one? Like the Cat's Place or Cat's something. Anyways, go ahead.
This one's different. It has like a big windmill and lakes and like fountains and stuff like that.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's really nice. We're gonna have live music, silent auction, an award ceremony for people that have made impact, and also sharing the impact that we do make in our community. So that's coming up. Closer coming up is for Arizona Gives Day, so April 2nd, we're having a big fundraiser event at Matt's Beer Garden. It's just a happy hour fundraiser. I think we're going to have it from about 3 to 5.
Is it Mark's Beer Garden?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be
Mark's or Matt's. I think it's Mark's. Mark's Beer.
Yeah, it's Mark's Beer Garden. Yeah.
At Onyx Springs Road.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Mark's Beer Garden, and then you could show up, hear about what we're doing with your tax dollars. You could donate to us because we're going to be in this big fundraising competition with a bunch of different organizations in Arizona, where if we raise the most, we get some more money back for the kids in care. But come out or just have a beer, Mark is giving it where he's donating a certain percentage of all the drinks to us, and just have fun. We're going to have a DJ. It's going to be a good time.
Well, that's just what's all about, having a good time and also giving back to the community. So you guys heard it here that you guys need to go ahead and keep your tax dollars in the local community because it helps out our local community. Excuse me. And with that being said, I got things to do. You got things to do. Is there any last minute remarks that you would want to go ahead and share with the community?
Just keep it local. You have the power with this Arizona tax credit, especially those who are new and didn't know about it, or maybe you're hearing about it for the first time. Use it. Use the power that you have to impact the causes and the people that are important to you. And if you find yourself always owing the state and you're not able to give, to the causes that you would want to throughout the year because of whatever financial situation, times are hard. This gives you the perfect opportunity to do it, and it's money that you would have spent anyway. So use the power that you have, and keep it local, because why help somebody far away when there are people right in your neighborhood suffering?
Right in your neighborhood. And we'll go ahead and leave it at that. With that being said, peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. And if you guys want more information, please go back into the video and see it all scrolling on the bottom, or go follow Apple Pie Casa for Kids and see all the good things that they got going on. So with that, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming out. Bye-bye.